Alright, I know I said I was going to do 2 videos last night, but my housemates came home and it was really late anyway, so I'm doing one now. I'm probably going to go through this really fast just because there's a lot that I want to cover. I probably won't make any more videos between now and my surgery, so my next video might be me 1 week post-op, which will be awesome. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna get anyone to film like the big reveal or whatever, because there's loads of stuff like that on YouTube, and these videos are more for me to cover things that aren't really shown or talked about, I feel. Alright, so first off, I had no issues getting my referral letters or any issues with the surgeon. Yeah, so just feelings around top surgery and stuff. This is something I've been thinking about for the past 5 years, and I know I said in my last video that I have absolutely no plans on going on T, and I kind of feel like objectively I can never say anything like that with certainty, but personally I really just don't think it's gonna happen. I feel like that because about 5 years ago I started questioning my gender, but also gender in general, and I thought loads about names and pronouns and top surgery, hysterectomy, testosterone, all this stuff. I spent a really long time thinking about these things. I did loads of reading, loads of research, and at that time I was very aware that I wasn't certain, and I didn't want to make any decisions before I knew I was certain. And now I'm certain that I want top surgery but not testosterone, and then I'm fine with my pronouns, fine with my name. So I feel like with certainty I can say that because I was very aware when I didn't know that I didn't know, and now I know that I know, you know? So that's what I want. I am agender, I'm getting top surgery, and I feel like even though for most of you this is like the first time you've ever seen me, and I'm like a new face in the trans tubers community or whatever, for me this feels really like the culmination and almost like the end of my gender journey. It's been a turbulent 5 years. A lot has happened in my life, also not in regards to gender. There's just been a lot going on, but like gender's been one of the major things that I've been thinking about, and I've come to this conclusion. I feel really settled in my gender identity. I feel really settled with my name and my pronouns. I feel really settled with my decision for surgery. And yeah, this kind of feels like the end of a journey. I'm never gonna stop learning about gender, but I feel like I've learnt so much about my own gender that I feel like it's probably, my opinions on that aren't going to change, you know. Like I said, I can't say anything for certain, but this feels like a kind of culmination of a lot of work and soul searching. Anyway, I said I wasn't going to ramble. I just wanted to touch base on one topic quickly that I mentioned in the last video, also in regards to scarring. Another reason why I want the higher scars is that I've heard from some people that top surgery scars can feel a little bit tight sometimes, especially in the first year or two of healing. And I feel like the lower scars will fall right where my bra straps have always pushed on me, and I don't want to ever get confused between this tightness in my scars and the feeling of like a bra strap pushing into my chest, because I want the feeling of the tightness in my scars to remind me that I have had surgery and I am flat-chested. And that was something I was thinking about recently, and it didn't really factor into my decision, but I thought that was actually something I'm looking forward to as well, is not feeling the tightness down there. I've had issues with binders, so for like medical reasons I don't wear them that often. I'm wearing one now, which you probably can't even see because this is like a close-up. So I heard from some other people who have had top surgery that it was really bizarre for them mentally after surgery. They felt like, one of them called it phantom boob syndrome, like they were kind of expecting their breasts to be there and they weren't, and that was really jarring for them mentally, and to kind of have to come to terms with that. And they had dysphoria, and the dysphoria was gone, but there was something else that kind of incorporated learning a new body. So I thought I'd be really smart, and to kind of counteract that, I would start imagining myself in my head having already had the surgery, because then I felt like if that's what the mental image of myself looked like, then I wouldn't have this kind of weird body shock after surgery, having to get used to this totally new body. So I thought, all right, I'll get my brain prepared. But that really backfired on me, because I got so used to the mental image of myself being me post-op that last week when I caught a sight of myself in the mirror, it was really hot. There was a heat wave. I think it almost hit 40. It was brutal. So I got naked because I'm a greenie and I'd prefer to get naked before turning the aircon on just to save electricity. I'm one of those people. But I caught sight of myself in the mirror, and because this mental image of myself did not match me in the mirror at all, I just had this huge wave of dysphoria, worse than anything I've ever had before, and it really knocked me off my feet. Like, it was brutal and just mentally and emotionally just really confusing and jarring. And ironically, that's like the reason I started imagining myself or like visualizing myself post-op, was to avoid that. But then I kind of, it totally backfired. So now I'm just not picturing myself in my head at all. I'm just like, whatever, will deal with that phantom boob syndrome if that happens. I don't know, I've only heard it from 1 or 2 people. A lot of people don't feel like that's a thing, so it really depends. I wrote notes. I also thought leading up to the procedure that I'd be more and more anxious and nervous and terrified, not because I don't want a flat chest. Like, the end goal there is something I'm definitely very calm about and certain about, but the actual procedure, like someone's gonna cut me open, and that should be a terrifying notion for me, right? Like, that should freak me out, but instead I'm just feeling a lot more calm and settled about this decision. And this might change like a week or a day or an hour before surgery. I might have my freak out panic then, I don't know. But like right now, I just feel really chill about this decision, like really relaxed and very certain in my decision. My aunt especially has been trying to talk me out of this, and the conversations with her, which like should faze me, like haven't bothered me at all. I'm like, I just don't care about that, you know. This is my body and I'm doing with it what I want to do. I don't like to be referred to as transmasculine. I have an issue with the word or the phrase transmasculine being conflated with the idea of an AFAB trans person. Because I know of plenty of trans guys who are super feminine, very queer and flamboyant, and they don't identify as masculine, but they are trans and they are AFAB. And I think masculinity is something that also people really need to unlearn, the idea that masculinity belongs to men or maleness. I've also heard the term masculinity conflated with the term maleness, and that really just rubs me the wrong way. They're not the same thing. Maleness and being a man is an identity, and masculinity can be a gender expression or a gender identity, but they're not synonyms, absolutely not. And there are plenty of AFAB people who are non-binary, trans people who are feminine, and lumping everyone in one category and labeling that category trans-masculine is just hugely problematic. I identify as trans and identify as masculine to a certain extent. I will acknowledge that my clothing style, for example, is masculine, but I don't identify as transmasculine, like one word. It irks me when people use that term, because I feel like it implies that masculinity belongs to not women. I'm feeling really chill about this procedure. My friends have been super supportive. Like, people have been surprising me left, right, and center in the best possible way. And just, yeah, being really awesome. I've had a lot of people say, hey, if you need someone to come over in the first week or two after surgery just to keep you company, we'd be happy to do that. And like, people are getting excited for me, and I'm just really stoked. And I think this is a really good time in my life for this to happen. Like I said, I was questioning gender for a very long time, and I mean, gender's confusing, it's convoluted, and as a social construct, it's so much more difficult to unravel. Yeah, I'm gonna stop talking. I think that's all I wanted to chat about, so. See you in February. Oh yeah, my top surgery date is January 29th. So